welcome back to Master of Orion 2. This is impossible difficulty, where I'm talking through what I'm doing, essentially a tutorial for playing on impossible difficulty. And I've adjusted the sound, the audio, the in-game audio compared to the voice recording. So hopefully, after listening to part 1, I thought maybe the music was a little bit loud, so I've adjusted that now. Hopefully it's better. Hopefully you prefer it this way. But let me know. So I'm happy to do either one, whatever's best for you as the viewer. Okay, so the situation is, I was trying to take over the Sacra. I've already taken this planet, which is already given me a large boost, as we can see there. 18 food. I forgot there was no morale penalty when I said what I said before. Because it's unification, so no morale penalty. So right off the bat, 18 food there. Very, very nice. Don't even need to put any of these guys on food. If I could still do that, and they have quite a large bonus as well. But plenty of food. So Galileo no longer starving, as you can see there, 1 food being imported. And now it's growing very slowly, but it's growing. Because remember, I have minus 50% population growth. So my people don't breed like some of these other races. Apologies, I just had to sneeze there. Okay, so I'm refitting my ships. Hopefully this will make them powerful enough to take on the defenses there. Now refitting, you've got to be careful with this. When you refit a ship that doesn't have battle pods, with a ship or with a new design which includes battle pods, the production is very high. I'm not really sure how this is calculated, but as you can see there, it's going to cost 392 just to build it. So almost like building a fresh cruiser. So sometimes if it's really frantic, it's really hectic, you might be better off not refitting the ship at all. So I'll just demonstrate. So just take a battleship here, blank battleship, costs 600, 250 space. And if we add battle pods, there you go, 1,000. So it increases the space by 50%. Which has increased the cost by, I think that's 600 to 1,000 is 2/3. So it's a very big increase in the cost there. And this doesn't include the cost of all the extra weapons and stuff. So yeah, it's something to be aware of. Because as you can see here, that's going to take a while to build. So I'm going to actually buy it ASAP. My income's pretty good, so it's probably not going to take too long. I'm researching fusion drive. That's just to get my ship back in there quicker. Alright, here they come. Sending in a destroyer. Hopefully this guy can take them out. Let's get a mass driver. And in this mod, the computer ship designs are actually a lot better than in the base game, so makes it a little bit harder. And we both have the same health. I'm actually going to turn off my point defense laser cannon here. So these colors, green means it will fire when you click on something, but the weapon has to be able to fire at it. So as you can see there, the heavy laser won't be able to target the missile. But if I shoot this, it's going to use up my 4 point defense lasers. So what I'm going to do is turn it to red, but because it's point defense, it'll still fire at this laser. And that'll maximize the chance of destroying it, because it'll be a point blank range, so I think there'll be no to hit penalty, or at least a very, very small to hit penalty, like the bare minimum. So I'll keep firing my heavy laser here. Strategy is I'm gonna wait for him to run out of ammo, and then I'll move in closer and use my point defense lasers to target his ship. Okay, that's bad. Not really sure why the point defense laser didn't fire then. They're not firing at all. That's actually pretty bad. Maybe I'm too close. So in that case, I'm just gonna. Okay, actually, yeah, that's very bad. So they took it, but that's fine because my cruiser will be able to just mind control it back. When I arrive there, I'm actually gonna get the starbase there shortly. So they're about to hit that as well. Okay, got the starbase just in time. It's gonna delay that ship, but that's okay. And now they have a missile base. So this isn't going particularly well. I'm going to lose that. That's fine. Now they have a battleship. Okay, now that I have the battle scanner, my ship attack or beam attack is quite high, so I'm doing pretty well against these guys. He does have battle pods. He doesn't have reinforced hull though. That's really good for me. So I should be able to take this thing out. Now that destroyer I was fighting with earlier didn't have battle pods or battle scanner, so the beams were pretty ineffective. There we go. That's fine. Fortunately I have deuterium fuel cells, so I'm within 6 parsecs of a colony, so this guy won't retreat. Oh no, they've got a missile base there as well. Alright, let's see how we go. 200 health. I think I'm gonna need a third cruiser actually. I think with that extra cruiser I should be okay. Okay, ships are repaired now. Now there's a star base as well. That's okay though. And my leader just leveled up, so I got more beam attack and defense. Let's take him out real quick. So going to delay my assault by a turn there, but I don't want to be blockaded. I think I'll build yet another one. Here he comes again. Alright, I'm actually going to build a destroyer just to find him off. Okay, as you can see, the new and improved destroyer certainly bested the old destroyer, but I do get my faction bonus for the beam attack, 20. Something to keep in mind as well. Okay, now the plan here is to destroy the missile base first. Doing maybe 50 damage around. It's got 200 health. I'm hoping these other cruisers will destroy the majority of these missiles. Okay, that's not great. I think it's okay though. Missile base is gone, so all I need to do is survive this salvo and I'll be okay. The star base isn't much of a threat. It's only got 50 beam attack, and shooting at this range gives it a big to-hit penalty, so once these missiles are dealt with, I'll be okay. I'm going to rotate in this direction. These, yeah, I didn't explain this earlier, but that animation with the missiles, that means the currently selected ship is the one that's being targeted by the missiles. Sorry, just had to fix up something there. So this ship is being targeted, and if I rotate, then these missiles will actually move towards this ship. So it should give me a missile warning though in this version of the game. I think in the base version, it wouldn't give you the missile warning. Yeah, there we go. So looks like maybe they're 2 squares away. And the arc on this thing is, it's forward, so I'm not sure if I'll actually be able to fire 9 missiles, but let's try it anyway. Okay, didn't get to fire there. So battle scanner is down, armor is gone. I didn't explain this earlier either, sorry. The blue bar, that's armor. I think when I first played the game, I thought maybe that was shield because it's blue, but this is actually the armor. Red is internal structure, so there's your armor, there's your structure, and then yellow is internal systems. So that's all this other stuff like weapons, computer, drive. Now this ship took his armor is gone, and the internal systems have taken some damage there, as you can see. Once the armor is gone, the damage is distributed between structure and internal systems. And obviously losing systems is really bad. Losing structure is bad too, but at least the ship is still alive. It does have reinforced hull. The drive hasn't taken any damage, which is important, because as your drive takes damage, you lose speed, which reduces your beam defense, and if it reaches 0, the ship becomes immobile and it can't even retreat. So this one is going to be, what I'm actually going to do is just retreat. I'm just going to play it safe. I don't want to lose a cruiser. cruisers are all okay. As for this leader, well, spiritual leader's not going to do me any good because I'm unification. Might come back to him. Operations is good, that gives me more command points. Command points are a really big deal. If you're new to the game, I recommend taking Warlord because you get command points based on your having more colonies. So you can build a lot more ships. Normally you would just have your 5 and then you get your 1 from your starting starbase. So you have 6 at the start, which doesn't really give you much room. But there's a nice summary there, just right click on it. So 9 from 3 cruisers and 2 from 1 destroyer, so I'm actually using all of them. Once I take these out, I'm going to build colony bases, so I'll get more command points from these planets. Okay, so they didn't rebuild the starbase. And now I can just pick this thing off. Those, as you see at the bottom right there, where it says starbase, you can see the little green lines around it. Those represent the shields. So this is only class 1 shield. So it's pretty much just a 1 pixel thick line. But you'll see when they get class 3 shield and stuff, this becomes thicker. So that blue number that pops up, that's the damage that the shield is absorbing. But moreover, this is really important, by the way. So it says 15 damage blocked, as you can see there, the 15, and then the shield, that shield arc drops. But see how it's still doing the shield animation? So even though the shield is gone, it still does that animation. That animation means that the damage from my weapons is still being reduced. So even though it blocks the 15 damage, and then once it takes 15 damage and collapses, or that arc collapses, as long as the shield is functioning, which it will, as long as it's got, as long as I haven't got through the armor. As you can see, I'm already through the armor, so internal systems are taking damage, so computer is half destroyed. Shield is still at 15 out of 15, but as long as the shield is up, or not destroyed, let's say, it will continue to reduce the damage from the lasers. So in this case it's class 1, so it reduces the damage by 1. So for heavy laser, it says here 1 to 4. If it's heavy, it's going to be 1 to 6, so it's 50% bonus. Heavy laser will do 6 damage, but then to a class 1 shield it's going to do 5 damage. So if I shoot this, it's kind of hard to tell there. That was 56. Let's go again. 55. So there's a bit of a multiplication going on here. So 4 times 6. No, it's 4 times 5 times 3. So it's 60. But I think I'm not necessarily hitting with 100% of it. So yeah, I think at absolute maximum it will be about 60. So because I'm shooting over such a long distance, I think it's missing slightly. So then it was that was 59, so almost the maximum. Okay, finally got this planet back. That guy just called me a liar, but that's okay. And in the context of this game, I'm a liar, so... Okay, ship going over there, that's fine. Now we can sweep in, take all these other planets. Got to get fighter garrison. I might switch up my research first though. I want to get fighter garrison so I can build that on these planets without having to build a starbase. Starbase costs 400, but fighter garrison I think is 150, so we'll be able to build that faster. Okay, cool. Just gonna retreat with the destroyer again because I don't want to unnecessarily lose it. So pretty close to maximum damage with each of these shots, which I think is 60. And you might think, well, it's a range, right? 1 to 4, you know, it just uses RNG to determine how much damage is actually done. But that doesn't actually happen. It's a bit bizarre, but in this game, if you have enough beam attack, oh, this guy's a veteran now. The beam attack versus beam defense actually will not only determine chance to hit, but it actually determines the damage you do, funnily enough. And not just because you hit. It's not just a roll to hit followed by a damage roll, like it is in so many games, like in, I don't know, Dungeons and Dragons or all sorts of other games. It's actually the chance to hit directly impacts the damage roll, essentially. It's very unintuitive, but that's what happens. So if you've got 300 beam attack and they have 0 beam defense, you'll actually always do maximum damage. Okay, this is a pretty good planet, as you can see. Fully assimilated workers, which is what happens with telepathic. So, yep, telepathic's pretty good. And now what I'm actually going to do is send. Split up my cruisers here. See what these defenses are like. Okay, missile base, I can take this out right away. Oh, sorry, star base. Gets a little bit repetitive attacking these planets, but it is what it is. Especially late game when they have the full suite of defenses. Clearing all the planets can be a real grind. And you can't always rely on auto combat to give you a good result. I think if you press Z, it'll basically resolve the combat instantly, but pretty sure what happens is your ships ignore missiles, so they'll get hit by the missiles. I'll basically lose all of them, so I don't want that to happen. Here we go. Now I need more freighters. This one I can just take. Okay, now I'm at war with the Klakons. See if I can get another treaty with these guys. Okay. Probably need some spies as well. Oh, they're repulsive, so don't worry about them. Klakons are over here. Let's take a look at their technology. So pretty much the same stuff. They do have optronic computer. Still only got nuclear missile, mass driver, pretty similar technology to the Sakra. So I really need to get this, I've already researched it, okay, good. I really need to get these fighter garrisons up, so these planets can be safe. Might as well build another one. As you can see, having Warlord means I've got a lot more command points now, 12 from Warlord ability. I could recruit this guy, get some more command points. I don't think it's necessary though. I've already got someone who's famous, minus 120. So I don't think I'm really going to get any benefit from him, so I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to hold position for now. This guy can go back. Okay, that planet will be safe now. Oh, somewhat safe. If they come in with a huge fleet, I might still lose it. And now I can start picking off these things. Most biggest threat, 100%, is missile base. So I'm going to take that out first. Missile base is gone. Now I'm going to try to retreat. Okay, good. They all got away. There was a pretty good chance there of actually losing one. Missile base is gone, so I'll attack again. It's a bit of a hit and run strategy, but this is what you can do to get through this. I think if I had have stayed, I definitely would have. I can't beat both the starbase and the missile base outright, so I have to do this hit and run style. Actually, do need more food production. That is a lot of pollution, so I'm going to need pollution processor. Yep, here we go again. As you can see, those point defense lasers are doing a pretty good job now, taking out the missiles. spaceport as well. Ooh, that's a lot of farmers. Just a couple more planets. I don't know why he's going down there, but okay. A few more freighter fleets. Now the calculation, I didn't explain this earlier, but the calculation for damaging buildings on a planet, as you can see I'm not doing the full 60 damage that I was doing before. It's about a third of that. It's something like, it's really complicated. I think it's immediately you do half damage, and then you see here no shield, 1 damage blocked. However many levels of refinement in your in force fields, which is like shields and stuff, actually reduces the damage further. So one of these lasers will do 6 heavy laser, so plus 50%. 6 divided by 2, so 3, and then minus 1. So it's, how many do I have? 4. So I think it's 2 times 4 times 3. So 24 is my maximum damage. So if I shoot this, yeah, so as you can see, it's pretty close to 24. So I think the most damage I'll get out of it is 24. But they're not hitting 100%, so that's why it's slightly below that most of the time. Alright, time for this kind of retreat. Finish off the missile base. I'm actually gonna finish the battle. I'm not gonna retreat with these guys. Okay, didn't offer me the missile warning then, it just went ahead and hit me. That's okay. Should be able to finish this guy. Okay, there we go. Plus 1 shield, very nice. Oh, this one has Daleks and natives. And then 1 more planet. I think Klakon's, oh, they're at war with the Dalek as well. Some spies, 100%. Just gonna go ahead and buy that because it's a pretty outlying planet, so pretty exposed. All these other planets coming along nicely. So I think because of that 50% damage thing, that especially makes these buildings, like planetary defenses, not including Starbase, makes them a lot stronger. Not only that, it's firing 12 missiles at a time, and because he's got a level of refinement in chemistry, they're also heavily armored and fast, which is makes them even better. Okay, there we go. Oh, oops. Yeah, gotta be careful of that. Sakura is defeated. Got Galileo back. Awesome. Maybe I can take this. Heal is very fast, and it's got its weapon is kind of like an AoE. That might be a bit vicious though. I tend to overestimate how strong the space monsters are. Move this guy out. Now what I'll do, finally build these colony bases. Get some spies now, finally. I'm just going to use them defensively because I don't want to have my technology stolen. Or to be more specific, I don't want copies of my technology to be stolen. Okay, another mega wealth guy. Let's go ahead and get him. Why not? He'll pay for himself over time. He's also a trader. But I've already got a trader. Okay. Yeah, he does the same thing as this guy, so not really a lot of benefit there, but he has mega wealth, so why not? He'll eventually pay for himself. Let's take a look at their technology once again. Only missile base. Now he has Merculite missile. The better missiles, actually, it doesn't tell you this, but they actually have more health. I think it's multiples of 4, but I'm not 100% on that. So nuclear missile will have 4 health, and Merculite will have 8. So not only do they do more damage, they actually are harder to destroy. I think we probably don't actually need neural scanner. I'm gonna get neutron blaster instead, and then I'm gonna go attack the Klakons. But first, let's build a couple of colony bases. Okay, hyperspace flux. I'm actually completely fine with that because I wasn't gonna attack right now anyway. So that'll give me time to prepare. Once again, I need more freighters. On top of that, I'm actually going to transport some colonists around. So this is that situation where I'm actually going to combine my faction abilities, most notably unification, with the racial abilities of Sakura. So subterranean, higher food production, higher population growth. So it's a bit of a best of both worlds. It's extremely powerful to do this. So these planets I'm going to populate with Sakura instead, and I'm just going to move, because when you build a colony base it gives you one colonist of your race. I'm going to transport the colonists to Galileo. Okay, here come the Intarans. Just one frigate, so not too bad. I will build the starbase, just because, just out of principle really. Like this thing will, yeah, I'm not sure if it will defeat the fighter garrison, but I'm gonna build this stuff anyway. It's a good thing I didn't spend all my money on automated factories, because I was thinking about doing that. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, even with like they've got, and Tyrants have all the best technology. So drive, 7 parsecs per turn. This is the best drive in the game. Mine is fusion drive, which is only 3. So this is top level, whereas mine's only 2nd level. Zentronium armor, also the best in the game. Times 10 armor and structure, so I've got Tritanium. So if I had a frigate, it would have, I think, 8 structure and 8 armor. Doesn't have a shield, but he's got this thing, the damper field, which reduces all damage, I think, by 3/4, something like that. Computer, molecular electronic, 125. Mine's only plus 25, which is the basic one. And particle beam, not the strongest beam weapon in the game, but very, very strong. Neutronium bomb is also the best bomb in the game. And then the other thing he's got is a quantum detonator. So when I destroy him, he's going to make a different kind of explosion, but it's guaranteed to happen because of this quantum detonator. Also has elite crew, of course. So even though it's only a frigate, it's actually pretty strong. But you saw that the particle beam only did, it was like 8 damage against this. So once again, the planet buildings are quite tanky. So he's just gonna keep shooting these, which is fine. See, even though I've got over 30 interceptors shooting this guy, his beam attack is so high that they're just barely... It's not that they're doing no damage, it's that they're not hitting him, so they're doing no damage. My starbase, same deal, the beam weapons are just not even hitting. But the missiles are getting through, so... There we go. This planet is quite good. Once I've got Neutron Blaster, I'm gonna basically max out my command points. So I'm gonna... This function here, colonies, very handy, and you can sort your planets by various things. So if you're new to the game, this probably looks a bit overwhelming, like there's just a lot of information here, but once you get used to it, this is actually quite useful. So if I sort by industry, as you can see, all my guys are on. Every single person in my empire is either a farmer or a worker. I don't have a single scientist. So if I sort by industry, that'll straight up tell me which planets are the most productive. So what I'm actually going to do is get my most productive planets to build battleships. I'm just going to put do this thing like I said before, where I just put the heavy weapon on there just to maximize the production cost. And then when the time comes, I'll redesign it. Basically when I finish researching Neutron Blaster. Let these spies finish and then I'll swap over to battleship production. This one has heavy gravity. But there doesn't seem to be a gravity penalty. I think because they're high G, okay. One of their racial abilities was heavy gravity. So they can actually be on heavy gravity planets and there's no penalty. I'm going to be building a lot of space academies, which which is quite costly, but it'll be worth it. And if you read the description there, each Space Academy will actually, like in the system, will actually increase the experience. So if you've got the maximum number of planets in a system is 5, so if you've got 5 Space Academies there, that's 5 experience a turn. So getting their experience up is very good because it increases their beam attack, beam defense, and missile evasion. I don't know how having multiple Space Academies across planets somehow trains them faster, because that would mean they have to be in 2 places at once, but I'll take it. Through, I guess it's magic or something. Ah, I forgot to do the workers here. So I'm going to apply this approach again. Actually transport this one to Omicron. So get these factories happening, and then I'll build a Space Academy. And then my ships will get trained faster, so all 3 of them are veteran now, which is good. I think if they get to 150, not 100% on that, but I think if once they get to 150, they'll reach elite, which that'll give them yet another 20% beam attack and defense. So they're getting plus 30 right now. Elite gives them plus 50. Then we go for pollution processor, just to boost production further. And now, what I'm actually going to do, this one here, enveloping. So this is the next stage of my ship design. I do this most games. Neutron blaster with fusion beam. So the lasers are getting a little bit out of date now, so I'm going to swap into something stronger, which is going to be enveloping fusion beams. So there's a description there for enveloping. 2 levels of refinement, which I now have, but the weapon doubles the size and cost, but as you can see there, it'll strike all 4 sides of a ship or base. So it's sort of like an auto fire. Auto fire was times 3, but increases the size and cost by 50%. This is times 4, but increases size and cost by 100%. So I'm going to go ahead and use that, and then I'm going to put heavy neutron blaster as my heavy hitting weapon. So this is for destroying projectiles, and then this is for destroying missile bases, star bases, and other ships. There we go. Just going to call this Fury, which is just going to steal the silicoid name for it. And I can actually give it class 1 shield as well. Might do that. As you can see, costs a lot and a lot of space, but once again, if you get more levels of refinement in force fields, which currently I have 0, so this is the maximum cost, then this will actually take up less space. So because my race right now, or my faction, doesn't really understand force fields at the moment, because I don't have a single level of refinement, then this tech is going to use more. So this encourages you to research more into that particular category. So quite interesting. Hopefully, actually I'm going to get an extra neutron blaster here. And I'll just add a couple of lasers. As you can see, the auto-firing laser just take off point defense. This is not taking much space at all now, because of the levels of refinement I have in physics. It's pretty complex, I know, but if you play enough games, it'll start to make sense. And then of course course I have to redesign my cruisers. Same deal. Now the reason I put the fusion beam at the top, this order actually does matter because the weapons will fire in this order. I put the fusion beams first because of the neutron blaster. When you shoot a ship, it'll actually kill marines. So I want the fusion beams to fire first, take out the shield, and then the neutron blasters will take out the marines. Because if the neutron blaster gets blocked by the shield, it's not going to kill the marines. Chuck in a laser there, why not? Now I could manually just toggle, but I don't want to have to do that every time, so I do it this way, so it just kind of automates that. Not super important. What is important though is that the order of your weapons firing, which you can adjust in the battle, but if you just design the ship with that in mind, then you won't have to do that every time. So these battleships will take a long time to build, but once I get pollution processor, it won't be too bad. Which is only a few turns away. Yeah, I've got plenty of spires now, so I can switch up my production. There we go, just in time. One more cruiser. Now, switch into this. Gonna keep them producing and then build pollution processes when the time comes. And once I get, I'll actually use this guy when I get a second fleet. For now, I will simply use Aquarius. I'm not gonna sit around and wait for them to gain a level. So I'm just gonna go in now. Go test their defenses. Okay, the moment I move in, they're coming for me. 3 battleships there. 4 battleships, okay. So I don't really care if I lose this, as long as I pick off some of their battleships. So battleships take a long time to build, of course. So if I can trade out base defenses for battleships, that's going to be quite beneficial. So ideally, yeah, you do, like, as you can see, I'm just going straight for their planet, but if I knew that they had this stuff, I would have hung around to try and fight it, because if you can take out their ships, that'll reduce their mobility. So they're probably going to attack me, yep. Let's see what they have. So similar technology to the Sakra, slightly better though. They've got gyro to stabilizer. Augmented engines, okay. No shields though, but reinforced hulls, so. Gonna use my starbase to target this ship because it doesn't have reinforced hulls, so it'll go down easier. And then everything else I'm gonna use to target the leader. I think they have survival pods though, so even if I destroy this, it's probably not going to make much difference. But let's go for it. That's the only ship with missiles as well, which is interesting. Okay, unlike the Antaran ship, the interceptors are actually hitting, because he's got much lower beam defense. I think the Antaran frigate had over 100. So as you can see, these things are doing a lot of damage. might actually just win this straight up. This is actually going quite well. Okay, I lost my destroyer. That's okay. That thing is about to be destroyed by the interceptors. So as you can see, like when the Sakra had Starbase and Missile Base, I had a pretty hard time getting through it, but it swings both ways. Now that I'm being attacked, they had 4 battleships and they can't get through it, so the defensive stuff in this game is very, very good. And it takes a long time, yet it takes many, many, many games to properly gauge whether you can actually beat the defenses. I've been playing this game for 20 years, so I've got a pretty good handle on it. But when I first started playing on tactical combat, I would always misjudge the strength of the defenses. So now, because I've got fusion beams, I'm actually going to move forward. I don't have no range dissipation like I had with the lasers, so I'm actually going to do a lot more damage the closer I get. Pretty straightforward. Okay, they have a telepathic officer there, so I can't actually just capture that. That's a bit annoying. So if I do want it, I'm going to have to use transports. But I might just not bother, and I might just exterminate it. That's the oh, there's a wormhole that goes to there. So I'm gonna just sweep through. They won't have, the chances of them having a second telepathic officer are minimal, so I'll just take these, and then I'll either, maybe I'll build transports to capture this, but I'll take these and then come back to this one. Fortunately, because I got deuterium fuel cells, I can reach this. Once you have deuterium, you're pretty good on this map type. Like, you're good to go. So it's a good thing that I got deuterium from the Sakra, from telepathic ability. Okay, I'm gonna stop this video here, but let me know what you think about the commentary, the volume, everything. And well, by the time I read your comment, I'll probably have finished this series. But if I can always do another series, switch up the technology, and might do one bit of a tutorial not using telepathic, because as you can see, telepathic is makes it very straightforward. So, but to play without telepathic can be more interesting, but it's a different game essentially. But yeah, I can always do another series, so let me know. So take care and see you next time.